All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Pokemon. And unfortunately, today is a very, very sad day to be a Metazoo fan. And unfortunately, it's kind of something that the writing has been on the wall for a while now, for months, maybe even a year. But Metazoo, Mike Waddell, put out a letter today announcing that Metazoo will be closing its doors, kind of the thing that we've all feared. And I even made a video a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, what does it mean for Metazoo to be dead? And this literally is what I said it would mean for Metazoo to close their doors. That would be the death of Metazoo. And apparently that's what's happening. So I'm going to start out the video showing you guys the letter. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen it. But I do want to say, I don't think this is the end of this story. There's still going to be more videos to make, more questions to answer, because this, it's not as simple as just shutting down Metazoo. There's still a lot of people that are owed money. There's still a lot of unfulfilled product. There's still a lot of questions as to why, what happened, where did the money go, who has whatever's left, did Metazoo go bankrupt, do they owe someone money, why would no one want to buy Metazoo? And that I think is the biggest question, because even if a company bought Metazoo for a relatively low amount, you would think that would be better than Metazoo closing its doors. And my assumption would be that they owe money. There's probably a lot of debt associated with Metazoo, and that's the reason why nobody bought it. I think that's probably what's going on here. And I think that, you know, that was kind of the fear when the players weren't getting paid. That amount of money seemed pretty low. And that was like the thing that really had me worrying. If Metazoo just straight up does not have the cash to pay these players $30,000 or whatever it was, that worried me. That was really one of the first big things that I thought, man, that's not that much money for a company like Metazoo. And it really made me think maybe they just straight up don't have the money. And if that's the case, if they don't have 30 grand, that's really bad. We're probably not going to be getting any future sets. And I know I saw a lot of people say this, and you guys were right. When that letter came out, I saw a lot of people say, look, you know, I've been a Metazoo fan for a while. I hope they're able to make it, but I have a feeling we're not going to get a single thing on this roadmap, and that this 2024 roadmap is just a last-ditch glimmer of hope, and we're never going to see any of it. And I hate to say it, but you guys were right. That is exactly what happened. So I'm going to read the letter, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it. So, the letter reads, it's titled, Metazoo Games Closure. It is with a heavy heart that I must announce that effective immediately, Metazoo Games will be closing and shutting down all operations. I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone in the community for the incredible 4-year run that we had. Metazoo Games was started during the pandemic and provided a home and created a culture that revitalized the TCG industry, launching a new wave of card games. Now numbered in the hundreds. I'm proud to have been a part of that, and you should too. Unfortunately, that era has passed, and faced with logistical and product gridlocks, Metazoo Games can no longer continue to exist in the current economic and collectibles markets. It is my hope that Metazoo can continue on as an IP at some point in the future under new ownership, and I look forward to that day. Special thanks to all Metazoo artists and staff, both past and present, that made these past 4 years possible. The memories we created will be something we cherish for the rest of our lives. More information will follow and be communicated via our Discord channel when it becomes available. Thanks for everything once again, Mike Waddell. So, definitely not the news I wanted to wake up to today. I woke up, I checked my phone, and I had hundreds of notifications from my Pokemon Instagram page, which is typically not the case. And I was like, uh-oh, what happened? And I saw all these messages with the same image in the attachment, this white letter. And I was like, shit, something bad definitely happened with Metazoo. And I opened it, and I was like, I didn't even believe it at first. I sent it to my buddy Chris, and he didn't even believe it at first. He said, do you think this is a joke, some kind of April Fool's thing before April? No. Looks to be the real deal. And like I said, I think it leaves a lot of unanswered questions. Probably a lot of people really pissed off right now and wondering where that money went and where their money, how they're going to get their money back. Because when you think about it, I've only got money in Legacy, and I'm pretty sure I'll get a refund at least from the distributor, because the distributor already offered me a refund when Legacy was initially late. They said, do you want to continue to wait for your pre-order, or we'll just refund you now? So I'm pretty sure they're going to refund us. So I think I spent the most money from the distributor, maybe north of $1,500 on Legacy, something like that. And then from the Metazoo marketplace, when they had the initial pre-order, I maybe spent like $500 or something like that. I don't know if I'll ever see that $500, but who knows? But that's a question that I think a lot of people are going to have and deserve an answer to. So we're going to continue to talk about this and see what happens, because I think those people deserve to get their money back. But there's not just Legacy. There's Legacy. There's SCP, which I'm sure a lot of people pre-ordered as well. There's the native streamer kits. There's the 3rd anniversary promo card and set that we still haven't gotten. Some people still haven't gotten the NFT Valentine's Day plushies or cards or whatever that was. And there's a couple other things too, right? So there's several different pre-orders that still are kind of standing in the purgatory of Metazoo, and probably thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars of unfulfilled product, and that's going to have to be settled. So that's going to be an interesting thing to follow. I think that it's sad. I mean, it really is sad. I think Metazoo had so much potential. I think that the idea, like I've said in every video, I think the idea, the concept, the cryptid theme was a great idea. And I think that it makes me really wonder what happened. Was it the management? Did they owe somebody money? Did they over leverage themselves? Was it really this Karami's Cryptid Carnival set? Was it, I've seen speculation that they owe Sanrio money, that they owe from that Karami set, because of the fact that they had to pay to license from Sanrio these Hello Kitty characters and images. And we don't know what that amount was, but maybe it was like a significant amount. Maybe it was a lot, and they over leveraged themselves thinking that this set was going to be a smash hit, and instead it was like a total flop. And maybe they lost their ass on this set, and that's what caused this. Because that really does seem to be the kicking off point. The real catalyst was that TCG Player Collector's Bundle. That really seems to be the start of like the serious downfall of Metazoo. Was when Karami Cryptid Carnival released, and then the TCG Player boxes came out. Nobody wanted them. It wasn't even close to what the pre-order numbers were. They had to refund everybody because their initial price was $300. They refunded everybody that ordered at $300, half of their order price. Then continued to sell them for $150 a box, and still nobody wanted them. The booster box prices on the secondary market tumbled down to, I think, at the lowest point, like $45 a box within like a month of release. So that could be it. Maybe, the licensing fees on the Sanrio characters and Karami and Hello Kitty, maybe it was some crazy, extraordinarily high licensing agreement, and they were gambling on this being a massive hit, and it wasn't. And maybe that's where everything went wrong, and maybe they have a bunch of debt because of this. And this was also the set that they even said, we pushed back a lot of stuff like War, like Legacy, like SCP. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is War. We're never going to get to see that, even though the art for some of that is done. But yeah, it is really sad. But all that stuff got pushed back because of the Karami set, which failed. So it makes me wonder if this whole Sanrio thing was the downfall of Metazoo. And maybe they got in over their heads licensing these characters, thinking it was going to be a home run, and it just did terribly. It seems like a decent theory that could have been what happened. But, I wonder, like I said, I don't think this is the end of the story. I think certainly now you can safely say Metazoo is dead. There's nothing really left to defend. And I'm very disappointed in Mike. I'm disappointed in Andy. I'm disappointed in the leadership at Metazoo for not pulling this thing through. I really thought that they could, despite, basically every decision that they've made over the past couple of years being the wrong decision. I still thought there was a chance. I really did, because this idea was so good. The community, you guys, are still so strong and supportive for it, or were, probably not now. But I really did have faith that it could continue. And unfortunately, it looks like it won't. But I do wonder if we're going to get answers to these questions, if there's going to be some kind of class action lawsuit maybe. Or maybe, you know, if Metazoo declares bankruptcy, is there a chance that after that somebody could buy the IP? Or I don't know. I tried to look up the LLC information. There's no new developments with the LLC for Metazoo. The last update was a filing in August of 2023, so there's nothing new available on there right now as far as what may have happened. Their Better Business Bureau accreditation score is an F, and they're not BBB approved or accredited anymore. So there's that, if they ever were. And man, it just, I wonder what's going to happen here. I mean, this is definitely the end of Metazoo, but I wonder if there's still product that they're sitting on, unreleased products, stuff that they printed that they were going to release, if we're going to get anything. I feel like that's very wishful thinking at this point. But man, it sucks. I feel like there's going to be something else from Mike or from Metazoo. They did remove all their social media. I believe Mike deleted his too. The Metazoo Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that shit is just gone. They wiped it completely, which I think is pretty concerning. And they said more announcements will come through Discord. But man, I wonder though. I feel like this is just not the end of the story. It seems to be the end of the brand, the end of the game, but there's a lot of unanswered questions. And I do wonder if they're sitting on printed product or stuff that they haven't released, and maybe they do some kind of flash sale. Because the Metazoo Marketplace website, as of right now at least, is still up. Man, I don't know. I'm just kind of at a loss for words, honestly. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm probably going to do an official Metazoo funeral stream where we open a bunch of Metazoo. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? I don't even know yet. So definitely subscribe. Stay tuned for that. Like I've always said, I'm going to keep the majority of my collection, my Mothman stuff, my Frogman stuff, because I like it. It's cool. I like the artwork. And really, there's no point in selling it right now because I'm sure that's what everybody's doing. I'm probably going to liquidate a pretty huge chunk of my collection, honestly. So eBay link will be in the description box below. All the stuff that I thought maybe I should keep, it's probably going to go. But I'm still going to hold on to the stuff that I'm looking at in the background here, the Metazoo stuff. I'm really glad now because I had this theory. I was like, man, if Metazoo does go south, I better collect these Revive redeemable cards and redeem them before you can't redeem them anymore. And now that's probably going to be the case. I'm glad I got all my Revive boards redeemed because now that Metazoo's gone, if you get those redeemable Revive cards, I don't think you're going to be able to redeem them. And that was kind of why that was the road that I went down, was redeeming a bunch of them. Man, it's sad. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Still subscribe. Stay tuned. We'll probably be doing a big Metazoo funeral live stream here soon, but Metazoo officially has shut down. This is as big of a story as it gets. But like I said, there's still going to be more videos to come because I don't think this is where the story ends. I think there's a lot more answers that the community deserves, and I think there's going to be a lot more information about this to come out. But it's sad, man. It sucks. Nick Strength and Pokemon signing out.